wanted to wish everyone a very safe and happy holiday season and get in the spirit a little bit with this amazing Christmas edition of Figaro Illustre from 1899. I will apologize in advance for my French pronunciation. I am a bit rusty, but I thought this magazine was too beautiful not to share. I don't show my antique magazine collection as often, as I typically keep them in archival UV protective plastic and acid-free paper. They are quite delicate. You'll see this one is in a couple of pieces and has its twine binding coming apart. But they're still beautiful nonetheless. Figaro Illustre was a late 19th and early 20th century additional supplement to a newspaper. It's very well known for these amazing full-page color illustrations, particularly of beautiful, fashionable women and short stories. So for this Christmas edition, we have this gorgeous woman here in a luscious red velvet gown trimmed with white ermine, and she's holding a Father Christmas mask and a handful of different presents, some of which are clues about the short stories in this particular issue. She's warming herself by this very dramatic Yule fire. And I don't know if it picks up on camera, but the cover has this beautiful gold pigment that makes it feel very luscious and festive. This artwork is by Guillaume, who was a somewhat well-known painter at the time. And I think it's quintessential Art Nouveau. It's just beautiful. Reminds me a lot of Alphonse Mucha, who's one of my favorite artists. Now, what I really love about antique magazines are collecting all of the additional context details. You really need the full magazine for that. I love seeing what people were interested in at the time, who the clientele or target audience might have been, what the articles are about, things people were interested in at the time. Just really fascinating to me. So a spread like this is almost, if not more exciting than those illustrations. So here we have an amazing advertisement for winter 1899 to 1900 fashion after high life tailor. I adore these little borders here to the illustrations. I think that's so cute. It reminds me a lot of Victorian scrapbooking. These different little illustrations tucked into the corners. We have, of course, a spread of very fashionable men. I particularly like these tapered waists on these coats here. I think that's such a cool classic silhouette. I also love their various hats and, of course, their fashionable walking sticks. An amazing, amazing facial hair. Big fan as well of these checkered and striped pants. I think they're so snazzy, smart, fun. And look at this. This is fantastic. I wonder if this is crushed velvet or like a silk lining. Very luxurious. Over here we have Si Colonial Établissement Modèle Chocolat été de qualité supérieure. So we have some goodies, some chocolates, some teas. This is really cool as well. A stenographer, including foreign language, for commerce, writing, banking, industry, rapid calculation, and telegraphs. Very much an advertisement of its time. We not see anything like that today, that would be. At the bottom, we have a lot of medical advertisements. This is great. We have cigarettes for asthma, asthmatic, rheumatism. Not a cure that we would be prescribing today. We have as well another advertisement for a cure for asthma, catarrh, other lung diseases, migraines. That must have been something awful. Probably like opium or something horrid. This is a purgative water. Again, nothing I would want to try. And down here at the bottom we have a sulfuric bath. She looks to be relaxing, but that must have smelled awful. A couple of different creams and beauty products. And then these are great as well. This is industrial equipment to keep things cold or iced. And then we have different medical chairs. So we have a wheelchair. This is like a carried chair and an articulated chair. So if you're in a cast, you could put your leg up. It's really interesting. This whole page is amazing. I love that red and blue. So beautiful. You could frame this too. It's really gorgeous. It's interesting how much English there is, considering this is a French magazine. So I wonder if that was in vogue at the time, or they just had a lot of English clientele. We have down here, pourquoi la Remington est-elle la machine à écrire la plus répandue et la plus célèbre? This is an ad for a Remington typewriter. Why the Remington? And then here, this is amazing as well. I love this. This is essentially an energy drink supporting fatigue for sportsmen, tourists, and cyclists. They're so cute. I love these little riding pants and their little hats. He likes to have such a cute little monocle. And she's just the classic Gibson girl with that little wasp waist. This is amazing. Now here on the cover page, we can see this is the 17th year So, originally starting in 82. And this is, of course, December of 1899. This is a very summery scene for a Christmas newspaper, but so pretty, so pretty. You must be in a park, and I love this really frothy, lacy dress here. So gorgeous. Of course, that is for the first short story, The Obstacle. I won't do any reading to spare you all from my French, but I love these images. It's like a frothy tide of lace, and you see every so often beautiful little faces framed by their hats, girls with their curls down, sweet little bonnets. This is beautiful as well, their gorgeous dark ribbon getting in and out of their canoe. Here we are at the racetrack. Very cool, very cool. And she has this amazing fur capelet. This dress is absolutely beautiful as well. I love this. They're having a conversation in the corner. The jockey in the background. Oh, this one's fantastic. You can see the Eiffel Tower in the background. So cool. Then a much newer building. I adore this dress as well, this black one. She has her little muff in her hand, and we just have a peak of white at the shoulders and this amazing black collar right up tight around her cheeks. That's gorgeous. And now here, this is the other reason I was drawn to this particular issue. I think we've missed a couple of pages in between, so I don't know the name of this particular story, but I adore this style. Like it's straight out of an illuminated manuscript or a stained glass window. It also has gold pigment. I don't know if you can pick that up on the camera. Be very careful with these pages, but it's so stunning with these beautiful, luscious watercolor colors here. Very moody. There's very heavily religious imagery, but this is so cool, like some kind of a Babylonian angel versus the more traditional Christian angels that we think of. Another amazing spread. These two are spectacular. I adore these colors. They're so moody and they just melt together like that. In a way, we have so much detail in these borders here. We have lilies and thistle crawling up. Beautiful doves in the corner surrounding this amazing angel. And then an eagle down at the bottom, surrounded by wolves with lambs in their mouth. It's very dramatic. Very fantastical as well. It's classic Victorian imagination. It's amazing arabesque arch here with these spectacular peacocks, and all of the details, angels and gargoyles, borders of flowers, these amazing pillars held up by these griffins. And in the center, it's framing this beautiful princess who's stepping into a fantastical boat to carry her away. These images are a bit more classically religious, perhaps. These beautiful halos, all in gold. Here we go. Maybe that picks up better. And we have these amazing, fantastical beasts. Lions. And these array of spears and halberds framed by these beautiful blue pennants. This looks almost like some Babylonian or Syrian god bowed under the weight of his arch here. And down in the corner, we have a griffin battling with a dragon. And a princess or a saint here floating up in this mysterious, beautiful cloud. The accompanying story next to it is much more pastoral. You have softer imagery, but still same artist and similar religious tones. But I love that the perfume of these lilies is just floating up out of the borders. They have this very sweet pastoral scene, a shepherdess framed by all of her lambs, and all of these doves on the columns. This is so Art Nouveau, isn't it? It looks straight out of Wuha. I love how that style is so organic, but still so not geometric, but shapy, if you know what I mean. Stylized. You can just trace all these amazing lines. And then throughout, they're broken up by these really organic, beautiful thistles. And then this page is spectacular too, very fantastical, almost like an operatic version of Vikings with their horned helmets. It's certainly not historically accurate to do any culture or time period, but very fun, very cool. As they're riding up to lay siege to this castle here. These amazing imagery of eagles attacking doves. Of course, very religious undertones as well. The next story here is La Légende du Titanic. I don't know this one either, but it also has that same Victorian imagination. Il est une histoire plus ancienne que l'art d'écrire, aussi ancienne que la parole, c'est la tradition. So it's a story older than the art of writing, older even than words. It's tradition. This is really gorgeous as well. I don't know the scene. It must be, of course, from that short story, but it doesn't look like a mythological scene, I know. But it looks like we have almost an underwater kingdom here. These amazing swans in the moonlight. Really beautiful. And then on the right, we have another very Victorian subject matter. They were very into the Near East or Far East even. So here, of course, we have Japan, the movie with a Japanese pantomime. So there were a lot of studios in Japan as well as in the West where you could dress up and take pictures in traditional Japanese settings and clothing. So this is very in vogue. And this pantomime includes characters Saburo, who's a poet and a painter, the daimyo, the young lord, Oritsu, who is the spouse of Saburo, and Tola, the courtesan with a sensible heart. These, of course, are, I think, really fascinating in how they would have seen Japanese society. Most of these people, of course, would never have been to Japan. They're just putting on the trappings and exotic clothing that they love. But it's still really fascinating to see it nonetheless. It's quite dramatic. I guess as it's a love drama. This is really pretty here. She has a sprig of bamboo. My goodness, there's some drama afoot. They've been discovered. And a tragedy. Wow. That is all of the pages that I have in this amazing book. I think the cover itself was worth collecting. It's just so beautiful as part of my Christmas decor. And I hope you enjoy learning a little bit more about these amazing magazines. And I hope you all have a very, very cheery holiday season.